Namo Narayan Swamiji. I hope
Namo
everyone
Narayan.
who wanted to join has been able to join. So we will start with our first question today, Swamiji, and which is, of course, please tell us about what is Yoga of the Heart.
So before that, a warm welcome to all the participants in this discussion. And it is indeed very nice talking about yoga of the heart. All of us are yoga practitioners and we know what yoga means, or at least we claim that we know what yoga means. And yoga is something which can help us uplift ourselves. The Yoga Sutras say yoga is the ability to block the tendencies, the modifications of the mind. Basically, it is mind management, right? Now, how do you do it is a different story. It has been observed over centuries that this form of yoga, the classical form of yoga, or as what we call today as yoga on the mat, is not so easy for everybody. Grappling with the mind is very difficult. I told we need to focus. We don't have to focus. We have to become aware. But the moment we say that I have to drop all the thoughts away and I have to focus on one point, what happens? That is the time that the mind will start playing tricks. Oh, I need to make a phone call. Oh, perhaps I have to check if the gas is on. Oh, I have to check A, B, C, and D. That is the nature of the mind. Jumps from one point to the other and is like a rebellious teenager. And in today's times, when the mind has become very turbulent, then what do? It is out of control. Peethadishwari of Rikhya Peeth, Swami Satyasanganandji, used to often say that the mind is like the genie and the genie is out of the bottle. And now that the genie is out of the bottle, you can't put it back in. So you have to manage and mind, learn how to handle the mind. But we are not strong enough to handle this form of the mind. So what do? Do we face the wrath or the whims and fancies of the mind? We have to. But there is another way. Swami Satyasanganandji used to say that it is not possible to control the mind with the mind. You need something else to control it. And the only thing which can control the mind is the heart. And that heart is not this heart, not the physical heart, which pumps in oxygen, pumps in blood, oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. No. That heart is also not the emotions, which are also very turbulent today. Today, the mind is out of control, the emotions are also out of control. But it is only the emotions which can control, the heart which can control and guide the mind to the proper direction. So how do we walk this path where we can get the emotions under control, where we can harness that, and doing so, we refine the emotions, we refine our heart, make it stronger so that it affects the mind. And when it affects the mind, then it gives it a direction. That is what can be termed as yoga of the heart. But yoga of the heart is not just sitting down and closing the eyes. No, it is different. It is reaching out to others, those who are not yours, those who are in the definition of outside people, other people, those who are poor, those who cannot even reciprocate a good deed if you do to them, those whom you do not know. Such people, when you try and help them selflessly, without any expectation, when you shower your love unconditionally to them, and having done that, you give them whatever you have and then move away without an expectation, you will observe that there is a shift which takes place in the mind, in the heart, in the entire personality. You do a good deed. Try this out. Do a good deed tomorrow. Suppose you are going into the public transport in the bus. As you sit in the bus, just turn to a person to your left or right and smile and say, "Good morning, have a nice day." And then look away, continue your day. I'm sure that person is going to be very startled. And maybe he might smile back, or maybe not. Maybe other people might look, "Oh, what's this person doing?" But you will see that the person, suddenly there is an acknowledgement to the inner being, the inner core of that person. Goodness has that ability. It is this ability which is being invoked. And this path can also be called as Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is not closing the eyes, thinking of the image of the Lord, doing puja, arti, ghanti, and then crying in front of the Lord, making the Lord my chief supply officer. "Oh Lord, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that," unending list. No, that is not bhakti. Bhakti is defined beautifully in Sufi system. Paramhans ji, Swami Satyanand ji used to recollect this very often. When it is ishq majazi, the love is directed to the senses, external object, that is ishq majazi. And when it is directed to that one eternal principle, then it is ishq hakiki. एक जो हकीकत है, उसकी तरफ जब इश्क हो जाता है, तब वो इश्क हकीकी होता है. And that ishq hakiki is bhakti. But this bhakti is not defined as, in Sanskrit, bhakti is defined in a very specific manner. It is not defined as bhaja pujayam. It is defined as bhaja sevayam. Sanskrit explanation of the dhatu, of the origin of bhakti, comes from bhaja, and bhaja sevayam, not bhaja pujayam. Why? Because what you are offering in front to that deity is not important. It is a medium. In the same way as what I'm talking here, it rides on the electronic waves and then it's decrypted at your end. In the same way, my Shraddha rides piggyback on the material which I'm offering. And once I offer it, then it travels to the subtler dimension. That is the reason why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has said, "Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati." My devotee can connect with me by offering a leaf, flower. Patram, pushpam, phalam, fruits, toyam, if nothing is there, just water. But at that time, the emotion, the heart has to be there. It can't be a mechanical activity. Now, this principle was harnessed and brought into activity into real life by Swami Satyananda. Swami Shivanand Ji, Gurudev's Guru, known as Param Guru, he said that people in today's time, their minds are too fickle, their bodies are too frail, fragile. They are not able to undertake the rigors of yoga as was defined in the olden times. So what do we do? How can we achieve the same goal through a different path? For that, Swami Shivananda gave a different eightfold path of yoga. He said, serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize, be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate. This is the eightfold path of yoga. And when you observe, he has not put meditate in the beginning. He has put serve, love, give in the beginning. And how do you serve, love, give? We always serve. When you go for your job, you say, I am in service. So is that the service that we are speaking of? No, that is not the service. You always love. You love your dog, you love your car, you love money, you love good food, you love. So is that the love we are talking about? No. We always give. I give to my son, I give to my daughter, I give to my husband, I give to everybody. All the life I'm giving. But when I do all of this, I'm doing with an expectation. I give so that I can get something in return. The moment I know I won't get anything in return, my transaction here is going to fail. Off I go. I have a job to, and this 101 excuses come up, either conscious or unconscious. But when you do with the same intensity as you do for yourself, just remove it from I and put it to you. गुरुदेव used to say, करना वही है जो मेरे लिए करता हूं, बस वो यहां से वायर निकाल करके वहां लगा देना है. Do it for you. Do it for somebody whom you don't know. So do it for somebody who is not in that definition of yours. I, me, myself, my family, my jati, my biradri, my whatever, whom we consider as mine. The moment it is beyond that, we don't. And then offer love unconditionally. And give. You will see, the moment a beggar comes at your door, immediately all the economics starts coming to your mind. Oh, come on. I mean, why is he just asking for food? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Everything, all logical reasons come up. But that thought never comes. That person must be hungry, must not have eaten for a few days. Chalo, if I give 1 rupee, what's the harm? Jane do. If I go to a restaurant, I will splurge that on me. One day, I don't splurge, I give it to him. We don't think that way. Few people do, most don't. And we are attached to ourselves. If you look at what yoga aims to achieve, yoga aims to achieve transcending the mind. And what is in the mind? We have these vrittis which are there in the mind, which keep confusing us all the time, creating attachments. That is what we have to break and go beyond. The same thing is achieved by this practice. When you serve in Nishkam Bhav, when you love unconditionally, and when you give out, you will see there is a change which takes place. I'm not asking you to do charity, and that is a different story. I am asking you to give. When we come in this world, all we are taught is to take, and take. How can I, manipulate the situation so that I can get this better, I can get that better, I can get that better? That is all what we are taught. Nobody teaches us, Are de do na. That is what we have to do. Learn to give like the king with great magnanimity. And when we do this, then the layers of ignorance, all the samskaras, all the karmas, all the vrittis start melting away, melting away, melting away. The fourth stage comes up: serve, love, give. When you do these three properly, automatically you purify. You purify yourself. And when you purify yourself, you are getting rid of all that dross, all the dross. You have a copper ore and you try to extend that copper ore and try to pass electricity through it. It will not pass because there is a lot of impurity in it. But the moment you purify and take all that dross away, you have left with only the copper wire, and you pass electricity, immediately the electricity passes. That is yoga of the heart. You will very quickly achieve the same results which would take you multitudes of times, years, to still the mind. You do this selflessly, and then at night, close your eyes for 5 minutes. Mind is still immediately. Because what you are doing is not for them. You are giving and they will benefit. But that is not the purpose. The purpose is this attachment, severe attachment which I have, I give out. I am breaking this attachment. And for me to break this attachment is not easy. So therefore, I look for a person where there is a need greater than I, and I reach out. When we do this, then mind gets in control very easily. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said, Kleshodhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasa. Meaning, harder is the path of those who work with the avyakta, unmanifest. Purusha. So, what is this Purusha? Nobody knows. What are the attributes of Purusha? Nobody knows. So, we have to try and become aware of that higher consciousness when we are not able to do anything. But that path, when you try to do that, it is possible. And many have walked that path. But for us, it is not so easy. And for us, therefore, we need a form. We need a murti. And we can have our awareness on that murti. And we can connect to that murti. But why do we have to limit ourselves to that murti? Gurudev at Rikhya Peeth brought out this aspect. One day, in the early days, Peethadishwari ji tells us, there were hardly 2-3 people there. The gate was closed. And Rikhya was, at that time, even now, very, very impoverished. Now it's a sea change which has taken place there. But at that time, was impoverished. 4, 5, 6 days, people wouldn't have anything to eat. And the moment Swamiji came there, then people started coming, Swamiji, please help me for this, please help me for that, etc., etc. So one day, early morning, Swami Satyasanganand, she had to go somewhere. So she opened the door, and in front of her, there were few small little girls, village girls. And they came and they said, they didn't say anything. She asked, because she knew by then that people come at the gate and ask for something. So she asked, okay, what do you want? Village girls, 30 years ago, extremely shy, didn't say anything, kept quiet, just kept looking at each other, giggling a little bit. So she said, what do you want? After great cajoling, They said they want to learn something. So she said, what do you want to learn? Because Swamiji taught yoga, so perhaps maybe they wanted to learn yoga, so asked yoga. They nodded, shook their head, no. Perhaps then you want to learn Sanskrit? No. Vedas? No. Upanishads? No. Everything she started asking. Like, no, 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 no. Then slowly one of them gathered courage and said, Angreji si. So she asked Swamiji what to do. And Swamiji said, देखो तुम्हारे द्वार पर कन्या के रूप में देवी आई है और देवी भिक्षा मांग रही है, भिक्षा दो, teach her English. That is how English started at Rikhyapit. English became a medium for teaching so many things, but it was never done as a means of helping those people, because trying to help those people is not a spiritual attitude. The spiritual attitude was, she is Devi herself incarnate and taking the form of a child. All of you would know what Kanya Puja is. I don't have to explain to you. And that became the form, and that till from the beginning till now, and it will stay always. That is the form. We are doing seva. Only instead of doing seva in the form of flowers, dhupam samarpayami, deepam samarpayami, naivedyam samarpayami, akshatam samarpayami. Swamiji said, say school booksam samarpayami, school dressam samarpayami, medicinam samarpayami, gamesam samarpayami. So you make this offering, and the small little Devi in front of you is benefited. धूप दीप नैवेद्य से वो छोटे देवी का कुछ नहीं होना है, but you give these things, she will be benefited, and they become your medium to connect to the cosmic mother. She will shower blessings on you. This is yoga of the heart. It is a very great purifier, very powerful. Swami Satyananda came to Rikhya, and there he says Rikhya is the place of the breakthrough. In his spiritual life, he received the breakthrough at Rikhya, and therefore Rikhya became the land of the breakthrough. And the practices which came out over there, unfolded over there, were practices by which we can make that breakthrough in our life. There are so many yoga teachers, yoga practitioners who practice yoga long hours, but they feel they have come to a plateau and they can't move. They have hit the glass ceiling, so to say. This is the way you can break the glass ceiling and go beyond. You can do yoga on the mat for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours max, but this you can do 24/7. Every moment is an opportunity to serve, love, give, wherever you want, whichever way you want. Doesn't mean that you have to do it 24/7, but that can become a way of life. Like to a business person, looking for opportunities to make money is a way of life. Wherever he goes, immediately, oh, मैं ऐसे करूंगा तो पैसा मिल जाएगा. I can do this and I can get money. In the same manner, when you keep on looking, how can I help others? Then God helps you. That is what we want, na? That God above, that energy above helps us and takes away our problems. So, yoga of the heart is that shortcut by which you can successfully attract the attention of the divine, get the grace, and make a change in your life as well as their life, or rather in their life. And since a change is happening in their life due to the flow of grace, and you happen to be the medium of that grace to flow to them, grace is grace. Wherever it goes through, it purifies. That is how you can obtain grace. It is not essential that I know God. It is more essential that God knows me. God looks after me. God cares for me. And when that happens, then there is a change. So this is the easiest, surest, best way to get the divine grace. And when that happens, so many changes happen. There have been umpteen number of stories where people came, people joined in, and suddenly many things which were being blocked in their life, they had no insight to that. Suddenly, while helping a poor person, while doing anything, whichever duty is given, at some point, and sometimes nothing happens. And 6 months later, suddenly, oh, at that time I was doing like this. This is what is the answer here. We get insights. All we have to do is connect with this energy. Connecting with this energy, trying to become a medium of that energy to help others is yoga of the heart. And today, when our emotions are out of order, our mind is out of order, our body is also out of order, all of entirety is out of order. This is the only way by which we can gradually bring all of ourselves back into order, into alignment, and into a fight. That is yoga of the heart.
Thank you, Swamiji. So, Swamiji, I know most of us, a lot of people we meet want to serve, love, give. They really want to help the community. But a lot of us don't know where to start, what to do, or more importantly, what not to do. So, how, if somebody has never been on this journey before, what would be your advice to them?
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step and continues one step at a time. So therefore, I feel, don't wait for some, specific thing. Okay, now this is the correct muhurtam. Now I start doing serve, love, give. No, just start and the road opens up. Opportunities come. And if you don't know something, it will find its way so that you start knowing it. And you see, there's another simpler way also. Next year is the birth centenary of Gurudev Swami Satyananda. He was born in 1923. Next year is 2020. And from this Guru Purnima, July 22, we have started at Satyam Sumiran Yoga Research Foundation, we have started an activity called Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag, which is based on these principles which Swamiji taught. And over here, there are umpteen opportunities to learn this practice. Those who are interested in doing community service, they can do community service anywhere. But those who are interested in using this as a means of self-improvement, of mind management, of emotion management, of person management, then yes, this is a beautiful opportunity. You can come and you can learn how to do, what not to do. It is not possible to tell how to swim by giving a lecture on swimming. You have to get into the water. The moment you get into water, then things start becoming clearer. So, first step is don't wait. Just decide, I will do one good deed a day to another person in my capacity. I don't have to donate. I don't have to be Bill Gates or Azim Premji or top-notch person that I have donated so much. No, it is for you. It is between you and your higher self. So, suppose you are in a queue and there is somebody who is in great hurry just behind you. He said, okay, don't worry. I am not in such a great hurry. Why don't you go ahead? It seems you're in. That person will be amazed. Oh my God. Or as you are walking, you see somebody in your office or someplace and they are totally depressed and down. Just sit with them for 5 minutes, smile, chat, give them a glass of water or whatever is appropriate. Because now in today's times, you have to be very careful and appropriate, because such good deeds can also lead to difficulty, because people in their notoriety, they have started manipulating these good deeds also. So therefore, you have to be very careful and observant and alert, but do a good deed. Even if it is a small thing, you smile at somebody, you uplift him, and you observe that the moment you do that, your day goes, oh, you are on in the seventh heaven. You will not feel tired, you will not feel problematic. That day is beautiful. What happened? You smiled at somebody. And that person also is, wow, somebody smiled at me. That person, beautiful, radiant person, he smiled at me. Oh, he must be somebody special. And if that special person smiles at me, so that means there is also something good in me. I feel better. My day goes better. Your day goes better. Oh yeah, I have done a good deed. I have connected with that divinity. And towards this end, one thing which Gurudev told in the clinic, he was speaking about the clinic at Vikhya. So at that time, he said that clinic is the place where you can easily practice Vedanta. What do we speak in Vedanta? In Vedanta, we say that your soul and my soul are all one. We are all one. Yes, we say this. But can we experience it? When you feel hungry, do those hunger pangs trouble me? No. I'm just as I am, I'm happy. And if you are in pain, oh my dear, so you're in pain. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just take care, huh? That's all we can say. Or sometimes not even that. Is that what is feeling of Atma Bhav, oneness? No. It has to be like Santa Gyaneshwar or like Paramahamsa Ramakrishna or like Tailanga Swami, or so many examples. When the buffalo was being whipped, the welts came on his back. And when they told him, tell the Vedas, the buffalo started chanting the Vedas. When the hungry man went across the street, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa started crying in pain because very spontaneously he identified with the pain of, he didn't have to think, it happened. When two people, young boys, who were smart as boys generally are, children of that age, not only boys, they wanted to test Tailang Swami. So they gave him a glass of lime, chuna, that this is milk or this is butter or whatever they might have said. Tailang Swami knew. So he looked at him, then said, oh, you have brought this for me. Beautiful. And he drank it. Now those boys were looking very expectantly. What will happen? What will happen? And what happened? Those boys started having severe cramps in their stomach, burning. And they fell down, crying, yelling, screaming. Tailang Swami was smiling. Nothing happened to him. All the pain which was here, he transmitted it there. And those boys got shaken. So this ability to connect with somebody else, that ability is very, this ability is very spontaneously possible when you care for patients. It's the easiest thing. When you feed another man, when you clothe somebody else, that is very spontaneous. The other day, I was speaking with a team, the Robin Hood Army. If you don't know about it, you must find out about it. These people, what do? They go wherever there is food which is left over, they take that and they take that food and they go to places where they have identified earlier, where people are poor, they haven't eaten. That person was saying that if there is no place, I just go to the railway station, and at the railway station, I just wake up anybody and I say that there is food. They immediately wake up, even at 12 o'clock at night, and they gobble up the food. And these people say that when I watch them eating with so much love and joy and happiness, something stirs in my heart. And that is the only motivation which I have. This is what you have to aim at. When you are hungry, I feel the pain. When we start doing that, then, but when you are doing that, one thing which you have to be very careful about, there is a subtle ego which comes in. Look, it is I who has given this to you. I'm, of course, exaggerating it a bit. So, me is helping you, hopeless fellow, great fellow. That is a subtle ego which is coming in, which is a bad conductor in spiritual life. And that is why it is essential that you turn it into a sadhana. How to do it? I have just given an example, but practical, you have to learn whenever you have a chance. I invite you, come, join in. There are multiple activities which are taking place. आइए, उसका आनंद उठाइए, and you will see it just makes your day. That, I think, is the simplest way to learn, by starting to do.
So Swamiji, tell us more about the Satyam Shatabdi Yoga Yag and how can we join in?
You see, Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag. Satyam is truth, and that is what is our nature. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And Satyam is also Swami Satyananda. Shatabdi is 100. Yoga, the ability to connect with our divine self. Yag. Yag means a series of yagyas which are done is known as a yag. So, Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag is a yagya which is being conducted so that we can make an offering of the yogic principles, the spiritual principles, the principles of living which Gurudev taught us. He did not only teach the classical forms of yoga, but he also taught how to live yoga, how to control your mind through the heart. So these activities together make a bouquet, and it is this bouquet that we offer. A mala is 108 beads, and it is our sankalpa to complete 108 such activities during this period, and these come under 4 or 5 specific areas. There are 2 major categories. One is called as Satyam Gram Samvardhan. Gram means village, underprivileged, poor, deprived. So, helping these people, allowing them to empower themselves and grow. That is Satyam Gram Samvardhan. And the second is Satyam Atma Samvardhan. Those people who are affluent, those people who in today's times are called as the rich, they might have more dollars in their pocket or rupees in their pocket or riyals in their pocket or whatever currency you would like to have, but they are very poor in the heart, in emotions, in the mind, in the health. On these dimensions, they are very poor. So they need to be also helped. So these are the 2 main activities. And under these activities, there are 4 or 5 major activities which come in. First is illness and rehabilitation, medical camps. Second is wellness and nutrition, fitness. Third is Pratibha Samvardhan. Pratibha is talent. Gurudev Swami Satyananda used to say that till the age of 14, children are the responsibility of the parents in the society. If parents are unable to take care of the children, then it is the responsibility of the society to take care of them, to provide them tools by which they can lead successful, contributing, enriching life. So, offering this to the children, different skills by which their understanding increases, their talent comes up. That is Pratibha Samvardhan. Pratibha is talent. Next is Kshamata Samvardhan, the ability to earn a livelihood and become a stable, contributing member of the society. Many people by the age of 17, 18, even by 10, 20, 22, they get good degrees, but they are in no way fit to earn a livelihood. There are so many people who don't even have that opportunity, and they are doomed to work like unskilled labor. To be able to reach out to these people and give them ability to stand on their own 2 feet, to give them that kshamata is kshamata samvardhan, skills development. For the Atma Samvardhan people, a series of yogic practices for yoga therapy, for yoga spiritual development, for yoga personal development, and so on and so forth. And lastly, but not the least, I think that is in fact the most important. The reason why it is called as Yag. Today, our society is in turmoil. For last 300, 400 years, we have wantonly misused the grace of Mother Nature. And we are able to see that ecology has become a very big word today. And we all say, reduce the carbon print, reduce the plastic, reduce this, reduce that, reduce that, reduce that. And Mother Nature also showed us during the COVID pandemic, she brought everything to a grounding halt. And then suddenly, pollution came down. The earth, which was vibrating like crazy, the seismic activity came down. The animals who were hiding into the non-existent jungles, they came out. Dolphins started jumping in the seas. From Punjab, Ludhiana, you could see the Himalayas. You could look up and look at the skies and count the stars. Suddenly, that happened. Nature, ecology balanced itself. It showed us how out of sync we have gone. Unfortunately, modern civilization does not know any way by which we can reverse the harm that we have done. We have done a lot of harm. Our society has done that harm. And if we need to change that, what do? We don't have a clear answer. But yoga provides an answer. That is known as yoga ecology. You call it yoga ecology in English. But if the same thing has to be spoken in Sanskrit, then they call it as yajna. Yajna is that practice by which you are able to heal, rejuvenate, and nourish the entire cosmos. The entire cosmos is not an inanimate object. There is consciousness from the smallest speck to the largest. Yes, the level of consciousness might be low. The 5 Mahabhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas, are the same all over. Yajna is a way by which you can connect to these Pancha Mahabhutas and invoke that energy by which the transformation is created. It's an entire science in itself. That is yoga ecology, wherein we work for ecology external and ecology internal. We say, na, what is the ecosystem? Nowadays, all the business and corporates, they speak of, this is the ecosystem. No, the ecosystem does not. Yes, that ecosystem, inside here also there is an ecosystem, which we have all gone haywire. To do that is yajna. Actual yajna as well as practical yajna. Because yajna is one of the most important activities in yajna is dan. And dan, how? Like we spoke in the beginning, with love, with selflessness, and giving the best that we can give. Not that, oh, he's a poor person, he won't need this, so I'll just give him my second-hand stuff. No, that is not dan. That is hand-me-downs. No, dan is given with love. It's given with great reverence and the best that you can. So that when you do, that is the fifth. So a series of these activities across 1.5 years at 4 different locations. That is Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag. It is a tribute to the genius of Swami Satyananda, who in 1956 was ordered, mandated by his guru, Swami Shivananda, to spread the message of yoga from door to door and shore to shore. He did that, gave yoga a scientific foundation, and then left it all behind, saying that I did not take sannyas to establish a yoga empire. My guru gave me a mandate. To fulfill that mandate, I created a structure, a system. Now that I have given the next generation and trained them and brought them up, now I move on. And he went to Rikhia to spend time in seclusion and isolation. But there, God had a different plan for him. Although he did not want it, something started coming up, something started manifesting. And later Swamiji said that what is manifesting is here is the progression of yoga. And there he spoke of bhakti, of serve, love, give, and yajna. Yajna is not a religious practice in the same way as yoga is not a religious practice. 50 years, 60 years ago, when Swami Satyananda started the yoga movement, everybody used to consider yoga to be a religious activity. Today we know better. In the same manner, yajna is not a religious activity. It is an ecological transformative activity. So all what Swamiji did was for others. He taught us how to live a better life. And like in the Aarti, when we sing the Aarti in the evening or in the morning at the end of any Aradhana, there is one phrase which comes, Tera tujko arpan, kya lage mera. I offer what you taught me, I offer it to you as a tribute. What do I have? I don't have anything. What I have is yours, and I offer that to you as a tribute. That is the spirit of Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag. Dedication inspired by and offered in complete humility to Swami Satyananda.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for explaining that. But you didn't tell us how we can join the Yag. Of course, this is our path to start our journey of serve, love, give. So please help us understand how.
Join in. Join in. देखिए, हिंदुस्तान में यज्ञ के लिए किसी को निमंत्रण नहीं देना पड़ता है। आप लोगों को शायद पता नहीं है, जो पुराने लोग हैं ना वो जानते हैं। In the olden times, since olden times, nobody had to be invited to a yajna. Yajna is an open invitation. Come, join in. And this is such a beautiful movement. The more you join in, the more you give, more you will receive. And that is the promise of Swami Shivananda. Not what I'm saying. I'm merely repeating what he has told. The more you give selflessly, the more you will receive. You'll receive 1,000-fold. Be assured with that. So join in, come. If you are a doctor, come to the medical camps. If you have skills which you feel you can impart to the poor children, join in. If you have some other skills, join in. If you have no other skills, but you have one most important skill, the desire to help, join in. Because this is an opportunity for us to learn. And the moment we join in, then he takes care, or if you like to say, she takes care. And that energy flows through us. During the medical camps, even at Pune, we had the last medical camp. We had so many people who had come over there, who had never attended such things. And Shilpa, you were one of them. Would you like to share what happened, how it happened, and the energy? Please go ahead. Share that with everybody.
It's beyond words to express, Swamiji, but I'll try. I'm
वाह
not.
वाह वाह वाह, हमसे बुलवा लेते हैं और आपको बोलने की बारी आ गई तो बोलते हैं it is beyond words.
For us, for at least me, the experience is very new, and I'm still trying to, explain it in words. But it is miraculous. I have seen since the time, Swamiji, I'm got the chance to work for you. I feel grace passing through every day, not only for me but for my family. Anything that I had hoped to do on my own, now even though I am busy working for SSYRF, things of what I wanted are automatically manifesting in my life. So it's just that I feel the presence of grace every day, and the more I feel it, the more I get motivated to give, to love more, give more, serve more. So here I am.
Yes. So that is something which is very important. There is magic. Please don't forget that. Don't forget that it is only magic which can create magic. And for that magic, we need to empty ourselves. And to empty ourselves, we need to push ourselves into something which is greater than us. And when we get absorbed into it, connection ho jata hai and everything takes place. So we have lots of activities taking place. Whoever is interested is welcome. And don't give this excuse, oh, I'm so busy, I'm here, I'm there. Oh, no, nothing. You can even give 1 hour a week. You can give 2 hours a week. Doesn't matter. And thanks to technology, you can be in any part of the world. We can always leverage technology, and we are leveraging a lot of technology so that everybody who is desirous can join in. So if any one of you is interested, the opportunity is here. Don't miss it. That is all I can say.
नमो नारायण स्वामी जी, मैं यहाँ कुछ बोलना चाहती हूँ स्वामी जी.
नमो नारायण, बोलिए करुणा.
एक्चुअली मेरी क्या फीलिंग है कि यहाँ जो भी है, जो ऑलरेडी SSYRF के सारे लेसन सुन रहे हैं, आपसे जुड़े हुए हैं, तो सारे लोग ऑलरेडी श्री स्वामी जी ने सेलेक्ट करके इधर भेजा है. So they are already in the yagya. They no
Yes.
need to do anything. And whatever the skills are there, Swamiji will find it and he will actually, make them do what they can do. So
Right.
they are
So
already in.
does not mean that we can just sit back and relax.
Yes. No, संकल्प
Work hard.
तो होना है जो है उनके सारे
वो तो
लोग
होते रहेगा, होकर के रहेगा, कोई
हाँ
आए या नहीं आए।
हाँ
क्योंकि देखिए सीधी बात है, कोई एक व्यक्ति के भरोसे काम नहीं हो रहा, मेरे भरोसे भी काम नहीं हो रहा है।
नहीं
भगवान की इच्छा है, गुरु की इच्छा, ये हो रहा है
हम्म
और वो होगा। अब बात यही है, क्या मैं उसमें घुस करके मैं अपने लिए वो कृपा अपने लिए खींच सकूं? You see, this is a divine work. It will happen with or without any one of us included. There is nobody who is indispensable. But the point is, can I benefit from this? If yes, come ahead. Don't miss this opportunity. That is what. वो तो होगा ही, निश्चित रूप से होगा, लेकिन कभी कभी थोड़ा सा याद दिलाना पड़ता है। तो ये याद दिला रहे हैं कि look, this is an opportunity. And one more thing which I have experienced, I personally have experienced this. One of my duties during ashram, one of my duties was running the generator. It was in a rural area. Bijli was very erratic, electricity was erratic. So whenever there was any program, generator had to be kept ready so that immediately it could be turned on. We did not have all this fancy, automatic start and all that was not there. So, and that was not the only duty. I had other duties also. So I would be running around. Whenever I have seen this so many times, whenever I have forgotten to open the door, put the key into the generator, check if the fuel is okay, all those things. Whenever I have forgotten to do that, mark my words, it has to happen. There will be a problem. Electricity will go, generator ho jayega. And whenever I have checked it all thoroughly, seen, okay, if electricity goes, I'll do this, I'll do that, I keep a torch with me, all those sorts of things, kuch nahi hota hai. So we have to make the effort. कृपा तो होगी ही, कृपा तो होगी ही, कृपा तो आने के लिए, कृपा आने के लिए रुकी हुई है। हम लोग सब द्वार बंद करके रखे हैं, कहां से कृपा आएगी? We have to open the gates. We have to make that effort. And when we make that effort, निश्चित रूप से कृपा होगी, सब लोग जुटेंगे, सब काम होगा. But it's our duty to do more and more and more. And remember, what is yoga? What you are doing is yoga. Yoga is perfection in action. Yogaha karma sukaushalam. It is not said yogaha computer karma sukaushalam, yoga engineering karma sukaushalam, yoga doctory karma sukaushalam, yoga karma sukaushalam. Whatever you are doing, झाड़ू लगा रहे हैं, do it to the best of your ability. सब्जी काट रहे हैं, do it to the best of your ability. You are collecting stuff, whatever you are doing, do it to the best of your ability. And keep on pushing yourself incrementally more, and you will see that the same joy which you get after doing nice round of yogic practices, you feel so beautiful, all the endorphins run around and all whatnot, everything will happen spontaneously, naturally. So Karuna, आप जो बोल रहे थे ना, वो तो होना ही है, होगा ही.
स्वामी जी, एक्चुअली नहीं, मैं क्या कह रही हूँ कि ऑलरेडी ये लोग आ चुके हैं, बट काम करना स्टार्ट करना है, दैट्स इट.
हाँ, तो मतलब आ चुके हैं लेकिन काम शुरू नहीं किया है, तो मतलब एक ही बात हो गई. और दूसरा है, कौन जाने दिस, एंड एक्चुअली सी, सत्यम शताब्दी योग याग is not starting now. It started in Guru Purnima. The sankalp was taken in Chait Navratri. The protocol, the pilot was done in December 21. So activities have started long ago. Now, as you have very rightly pointed out, as we start expanding the areas, more and more people will come in, they will join in, and the flow will take place. That will happen. You are 100% right in that.
वन मोर थिंग स्वामी जी कि मतलब श्री स्वामी जी ने हम लोग सबको सेलेक्ट किए हैं इस काम के लिए, तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी भी हमें बहुत अच्छे से यूज करनी चाहिए एंड वो वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. तो दैट इंटेंशन आल्सो आई हैव एक्चुअली.
Very true. Very true.
So we are very blessed and selected people. So we should not waste this.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yes, Swami.
I know of so many people who want, seriously, they want to join in, they want to do, but the circumstances around them are such, they are unable to join in. So,
True, sir.
ये होता है, मतलब it is not just a physical activity, there is a different energy, and what you are saying is very true. Whoever is here is selected. It's not just by coincidence that people are here. They are here by a divine design. Now it is up to us to take it forward and make that change, make that breakthrough in our life. So that, I think, is the most crucial thing. That is what is yoga of the heart. Managing your unrefined heart, refining it, taking it at a higher notch, and managing your mind, harnessing your mind, and perhaps one day, I don't know when, transcending the mind. That, I think, is a journey too far away, but nevertheless, we should begin, and whichever way. Like, you remember that small squirrel? We are all small squirrels. The squirrel in Rama Setu. We don't remember if Hanuman put 100 boulders and this person put those many boulders, but we all know squirrel and Shri Ram is known fact all over. That squirrel is known. Hanuman is not known. Angad is not known. Nal, Neel are not known for the Ram Setu. What is known is this. We are like that squirrel, putting in the small bits of dust. And when we put our small little bit of dust, then the grace of Shri Ram comes on us. The work happens, we get blessed. So this is that win-win situation which takes place. And so, open invitation, I had already told you, यज्ञ में अलग से निमंत्रण नहीं दिया जाता है. जो आना चाहते हैं आइए, हम लोग तो चल पड़े हैं. जो लोग जुटना चाहते हैं आइए, जुटिए, स्वागत है.
Any other questions, Swamiji? Do we have 5 minutes to take the other questions from anybody else? I think that's for all for now, Swamiji. Then thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of this, because you see, as I gave the example of this mala, even if one bead from the mala falls, the mala is incomplete. It is no longer a mala. And like Karuna said, whoever is here with a purpose. We are all beads in the mala. Let us try and do our bit. And when we do our bit, then some magic takes place. So we let the magician weave the magic and we join in. With this, let us conclude. Please sit in any comfortable posture, ready for Shantipat. Eyes gently closed, hands on your knees in Dhyan or Chin Mudra. Head, neck, shoulders, back, all in a straight line. The whole body completely relaxed, stationary, still. Bring your awareness to your eyebrow center, Bhru Madhya. Visualize the same image you had chosen at the beginning of the session. Install it at the eyebrow center and connect with it. And maintaining this connection, we shall chant the mantra Om 3 times, taking in a deep breath. Shanti Path together. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma mritam gamaya, sarvesham swasti bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Hands in pranam mudra. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं Mama Deva Deva. Hari Om. Hari Om. Sir, gently rub your palms. Place them on the closed eyes. Experience the warmth and energy radiating to the eyes, energizing and relaxing the eyes, the brain, the whole body. And after the palms start cooling down a bit, then gently move the palms away, open your eyes. Hari Om, Sat, Namo Narayan, Jai Ho.